Hey everybody, Rosmatter here. Welcome to part 16 of my Fate Stay Night Heaven's Feel Let's Play. Not too much happened in the last episode in terms of like action or anything. It was more of like the relationship building between Sakura and Rin as they learn to treat each other like sisters instead of adversaries or strangers that basically kept their distance from each other, learning to trust each other, call each other sister. It's very sweet. And then we ended with a not so sweet moment with Shinji just freaking out about Sakura being away from him because he is very possessive of her. We got into the backstory of Shinji like growing up and where he's coming from. Almost made me feel bad for him, almost, about like thinking that he was someone special and then realizing that this girl that his family took in is the special one and he's basically nothing and his family doesn't care about him at all. But yeah, still like the whole thing at the end with him being like, I'm gonna get her back. Ugh, really creepy, really creepy. So I'm assuming we are going to have a confrontation with Shinji at some point. Not to also, like, there's also the thing with the grandfather with Zokin and Saber and the Shadow thing and Assassin, and there's also Gilgamesh as well. Like, what is he gonna do in this one? Is he gonna be a player or is he just kind of standing back and watching along with Kyrie? We'll just have to wait and see. Let's jump in and let's see what the story takes us next. It's afternoon now. Tosaka seems busy and Sakura's sleeping, so I should make dinner. My left arm moves, even though it reacts slowly, so it shouldn't hinder me if I'm to make something simple.
カジキの唐揚げと、あとは肉じゃがかな、これは。
I check the contents of the refrigerator and decide the menu. There are 2 additional people eating now, so the food gets used up quickly. I should find some time to go to the shopping district tomorrow. Everyone must have liked having dinner ready when they came here since they all seem to be in a good mood. I'm worried Ryder isn't here, but I'm sure she has her reasons. Her top priority is guarding Sakura, so maybe she has no intention of spending time around Tosaka, who may end up being her enemy.
後で食べに来るかな、ライダー。
I'll pack it up and take her some if she doesn't come. Ryder seems to like desolate places, so I bet she's either in the dojo or in the shed.
へえ、シロってこういうのが得意なんだ。さくらは洋食で、シロは和食派ってこと？
Tosaka picks up the fried swordfish and looks at me in surprise. It's golden fried with a scent of ginger with an elegant soy sauce taste. She seems to really like it.
私はこっちのが好きよ。シロがお料理上手で嬉しいわ。
Ilya eats the potatoes in satisfaction. It's unfortunate she's only eating the potato part of the simmered meat and potato, but I'm glad she likes it. Wait, Sakura's tilting her head in confusion, chopsticks in hand.
さくら、どうした？食欲ないのか？
あ、食欲はあるんですけど、その先輩、この肉じゃがお砂糖入ってませんよ。味付けが変です。
I made such a stupid mistake on something I'm so used to cooking.
ちょっと待った。
I serve myself out of the big dish in the center and try some. That's strange. This tastes normal. Oh. Is it probably being affected by maybe whatever that worm is in her is like maybe affecting her taste buds or something?
さくら、なんか変かな、これ。
変って、これ、お砂糖と塩が逆になってませんか？甘みが全くないんですけど。そう？肉じゃがってこういう味でしょ？そりゃ隠し味らしきものが入ってるから他のとは違うけど、ちょっと真似できない味よ、これ。私は初めてだからわからないけど、美味しいよ。ちょうどいい甘さで食べやすいし。
Yeah, something's definitely affecting her taste buds, probably. The worm, the changing in her. I would almost say as a joke that maybe she's pregnant because I think that could affect your taste buds, right? Sakura looks dissatisfied as she reaches out for seconds. 1 bite, 2 bites, 3 bites.
さくら。
なんか味付けの いところを選んじゃったみたいです。変なこと言ってごめんなさい。先輩のご飯は今日も美味しいです。
Sakura smiles and keeps eating. Sakura keeps eating like nothing happened. I was worried by Sakura's odd behavior, but she seemed well enough after that. In fact, she asked for seconds 3 times. Sakura kept eating and finished off the food while Tosaka stared at her in surprise. It's past 10 o'clock.
時間ね。そろそろ行くわよ、シロ。
Oh yeah, that was another thing that happened in the last episode, was she did something with her magic to, something with my magic circuit. I don't think she didn't give me a full-on magic circuit or anything like that, but she did something to kind of like open up my abilities. Tosaka finishes preparing and appears. Okay, that's right. We're gonna be doing some patrolling. Alright, this is where we might get into some action here. Maybe we're gonna run into Shinji at this point. Tosaka and I head out to patrol the town as planned. It's stupid that this is our only measure against Zoken, but it's all we can do for now. Or maybe Shinji will take this opportunity and kidnap her. Again. We need to defeat Zoken, Assassin, Saber, and the Black Shadow. They aren't ones we can defeat head-on. We have to sit tight until the countermeasure Tosaka's preparing is complete. But we can't just stay at my house. According to the news this morning, Mato Zoken has started to attack ordinary people. We can't match them right now, but we should at least patrol the town so there won't be any more victims. We put our shoes on silently. We know how dangerous it is to go out to town at night. Zoken is only after Sakura, but we should get in his way if we're walking about. In the worst case, it will be a repeat of our encounter in the forest. Considering that, we can't be talking lightheartedly.
ちょっと、どういうつもりよ、あなた。
Oh, Sakura, like I'm coming too. Then, we don't have anything to spare, but Tosaka glares at me and...
見送りなら結構よ。おとなしく部屋に戻っていなさい、さくら。
I wonder if she's gonna send Ryder off with us again. Sneakily, like without us knowing. No, she's not glaring at me. She's glaring at Sakura, who's standing in the hallway.
姉さん、やっぱり私も一緒に行きます。姉さんと先輩だけじゃ夜で歩くのは危険だから。
Sakura.
That must be why she's here. I appreciate her concern, but our plan is already determined.
ダメだ。ゾウケンの狙いはさくらだって分かってるだろ。さくらはイリアと一緒にここで身を守っていてくれ。
それは分かっています。けど先輩は片手が動かないし、姉さんだってもうサーバントがいないし、ふざけないでさくら。あなたが私たちの敵であることは変わらないのよ。そんないつゾウケンの手駒になるかわからないやつに背中なんて預けられない。けど姉さん、あなたはあなただけ守っていればいいのよ。私たちに少しでもすまないって思うんならこんなことで手を煩わせないでちょうだい。
父さん、お前
ほら、ぼーっとしてないで行くわよ。こんなことをしている間にも犠牲者が出てるかもしれないんだから。
Tosaka grabs my hand and drags me outside.
ともかく気をつけて留守番してるんだぞ、さくら。イリアのことは任せたからな。
Sakura doesn't say anything and stands at the entrance, lonely.
おい、待てってば父さんが。ちゃんとついてくから、いい加減手を離せ。
ぐずぐずしてるそっちが悪いんでしょ。
Tosaka lets go and comes to a halt.
何よその顔。言いたいことがあるならはっきり言ったら。
And it's like this all of a sudden. Tosaka's acting defiantly. Man, if it bothers her that much, she shouldn't have said it in the first place.
じゃあ言うぞ父さん。さっきのことだけど、さくらにあんまりきついこと言うな。さくらだって好きであんな体なわけじゃないんだ。
分かってるわよ。 けどだからこそはっきり言わないといけないでしょ。半端な態度を取ったらそれこそ造形につけ込まれるだけでしょ。私はさくらに同情していない。だって造形の操り人形とかマトウに引き取られたこととか、そんなの私には関わりのないことだもの。あの子自身の問題に私が口を出してもしょうがないしね。
遠坂。
いい？私があの家にいるのはさくらじゃなくてあなたがいるからよ。私の目的は聖杯であってさくらを助けることじゃない。そのためにはさくらを監視するし、嫌われたって構わない。だからさっきみたいなことも言うし、これからもさくらを敵として扱うんだから。
じゃあ遠坂はさくらに嫌われても構わないっていうのか？今は赤の他人だから関係ないって？
そうよ。それに文句があるの。
I don't know. We know that she talks tough, but she's a softie.
バカ。そんなのあるに決まってるだろう。
Man, this is not like Tosaka. She should be able to say it like it's nothing. Instead, she's clenching her fist like she's trying to convince herself.
分かった。遠坂がそう振る舞うって言うなら好きにしろ。遠坂がどんな態度を取ったところで気持ちはちゃんとさくらに伝わってるんだしな。
伝わるってどういうことよ。
だからお前がどのくらいさくらを大切に思ってるかってこと。部外者である俺でも気がつくんだから、さくらにはもろバレだ。
誤解よ。私はただ
誤解も何もない。人間どうでもいいやつに真剣には怒れない。遠坂がさくらに厳しいのはそういうことだろ。口にはしないけどお前の中じゃさくらは今でも大事な妹なんだ。
何言ってんのよバカ。やめてよね、そういう歯の浮くこと言うの。
Osaka's face turns red with anger, but I don't feel the usual intensity, and I know
な
why.
んだ迷惑かこういうの。
迷惑よ。当たり前でしょそんなの。
そうか。じゃあ迷惑ついでに言っとく。俺は遠坂とさくらには仲良くしてもらいたい。さくらは遠坂が好きで、遠坂だってさくらが好きなんだから、今みたいにぎこちないのは気に食わない。
あのね、私はさくらを敵として見てるのよ。仲良くなっても仕方ないし、それに第一、今さらどうやって仲良くなれって言うのよ、あんたは。
どうやってって、今のままでいいんじゃないか。自信持てよ遠坂。お前俺から見てもいいお姉さんだぞ。
無駄話はここまでよ。とりあえず今朝のニュースでやってた現場に行くんだから。
Osaka looks away and starts to walk. I reply to her absent-mindedly and follow. Then
シロ、
she calls my name without looking at me, and
ありがとう。今のなんか嬉しかった。
Tosaka grumbles, embarrassed. There's nobody at the Central Park. The park that is deserted even during the day is even quieter after the murder yesterday. The park is not a place for relaxation within the business district, and is no different from a desert in an uncultivated land.
殺人事件か。世間じゃ事件じゃなく事故って扱いみたいだけどね。まあ確かに誰が死んで体のどこがなくなったのかいまいちわからないんじゃ、殺人って呼び方も怪しいか。
I still see traces of blood on the grass. It looks like a bucketful was spilled in 4 separate areas. The darkened patches have some distance between them, probably because the victims frantically tried to escape.
遠坂、お前はこれが造形の仕業じゃないって言ったけど、どうだ、現場に来て印象は変わったか？
そうね、あの黒い影の仕業かと思ったけど、ちょっと違うみたい。
Yeah, okay, so she's saying it's not the Black Shadow. So maybe it was Sakura. I still have that thought in the back of my mind that that's why she was feeling better the next day, is because she devoured humans.
あいつが出ると辺りのマナーを軒並み飲み込んでいくでしょ。けどここ一帯の魔力は枯渇していない。まあここで起きたことが予定外の食事だろうって見方は変わらないわ。
It's also the fact that we leave Sakura alone at night and we don't know where she is at night. Be crazy if we came across her now and she didn't even realize what she was doing. That's all the information we can get out of this place. Tosaka and I leave the site of tragedy behind us. We didn't find anything in Shinto. Maybe Zoken is not active tonight, probably because the incident yesterday was so vivid. I know it makes sense for it to be Zoken, because he needs to feed on things in order to, maintain his body. But it would just be wild if that was actually Sakura. The date is about to change. A riverside breeze blows as we trudge home. And...
父さん、さくら、マトウの後継者なんだよな。
I suddenly feel like asking the question that was on my mind for a while.
何よ今さら。もう隠し事なんてないわよ。
いや、そうじゃなくて、後継者ってことはさくらも魔術師なんだよな。ならさくらはどんな魔術を使うんだろうって。
ああ、そういうこと。そうね。マトウの魔術は戒めとか強制とかそういうものだって聞くけど、レイジュだってマトウがいなかったらできなかったって言うし。
じゃあさくらの魔術は制約なのかな。
On that day, the magic Sakura used when the crestworm tortured her must have been Ryder's power.
制約ではないと思う。それはマキリの禁呪であって得意とする魔術じゃないもの。まあ考えたところで意味ないわよ。さくらには魔術を使うだけの魔力がないもの。そんな余分な力真っ先に刻印中に食べられるんだから、魔術は組み立てられないはずよ。
そうか、それならいい。で、遠坂から見てさくらってどれぐらいの腕前なんだ。マトウの後継者ってことは同じぐらいなのか。
魔術回路の数で言うなら私と同じぐらいよ。シロ、私たちが姉妹ってこと忘れたの？
That's right. That's why they wanted to adopt her in the first place.
じゃあやっぱり遠坂と同じぐらい。
どうかしらね。私が五大元素でさくらは架空元素だったらしいわ。けどマトウは水属性だから無理やりそっちに変えられたのよ。鳥としてなら大空を飛べたものを無理やり海中に入れたらどうなると思う？
死ぬか、それとも。
そう、海中に適応する体を得るだけで精一杯よ。遠坂でなら大成しただろうけど、無理やりマトウにさせられたさくらはシロと変わらないわ。ううん、体を鍛えてある分あなたの方が何倍も強いでしょうね。
じゃあ仮に遠坂とさくらが魔術戦をすれば、
10回中10回私の勝ち。さくらの魔力量じゃ私の防壁を突破できない。
Oh, I wonder if this is hinting that there's going to be a showdown between them, but maybe Sakura has some sort of power that Rin's not aware of. I see. I couldn't figure out what kind of magus Sakura is, but I got to know their power balance. Tosaka isn't one to bluff, so she must be speaking the truth.
けど恥ずかしいな。さくらが魔術師だったことにも気づかなければ、さくらの腕前もわからない。これでさくらの保護者を気取ってたなんて、とんだ大バカ者だ。
あのね、さくらは体内の魔力を刻印中に食べられちゃうんだから、そばにいても魔術師だってわからないわよ。それにあの子はあなたにだけはバレないようにって頑張ってきたのよ。だからそんなこと間違っても本人の前で口にしないでよね。
She doesn't even need to tell me. Sakura is Sakura, even if she is a magus. First of all, I'm not that skillful. No matter who Sakura may really be, I can only treat her like I always have.
そうだな。遠坂がそれでいいって言うんなら、俺は今までと同じようにさくらとやっていく。魔術師として手を貸してもらおうなんて思わないけど、それでいいんだな。
もちろんよ。あなたがさくらに頼ろうなんて言い出したら その時はさくらを私の家に連れ戻してたところ。
Tosaka's kindness makes my heart jump. See, Tosaka really is a good sister.
けどそれも無理かな。さくら、あなたの家だと笑うんだもの。昨日から何が驚いたかって、それが一番驚いたわ。
Then, a look of happiness on her face. She says something odd.
笑うってさくらはその
She's always like that.
ええ、私の取り越し苦労だったけどね。そのさ、私はさくらとはあんまり話せないから、その代わりに暇さえあれば見てたのよ。あの子が私と同じ学園に入ってからは毎日のように弓道部に入り浸ってたし。
ああ、それは知ってるけど。
うん。それでね、しばらく経ってから気がついたのよ。あの子一度も笑ってないって。
That's something I'm hearing for the first time, but I can't deny what she's saying. Come to think of it, Sakura always looked gloomy at school.
まあそれもあなたがいる時だけは別だったけど、たまにシロウが弓道部に来た時はさくらだって笑ってた。要するにさくらが元気な時はエミやシロウが目の前にいる時だけなのよ。
Her words should make me happy, but
さくら、人前では笑わないのか。
they seem to hide a dangerous truth. It's past 1 o'clock when I return to my room. Oh, man, here I was thinking that there was going to be some sort of showdown with them patrolling, but I wonder if it's going to be a situation where, like, I'm going to go check on Sakura. Oh shit, she's not here. I sat down on my futon. Our patrol yielded nothing. All we did was confirm this morning's news was real. Enemies we must defeat. Just thinking about them sends cold, nauseous feelings through me. Even a human could match Zoken or Assassin, but those two are different. I don't even know if the Black Shadow has a concept of death, and Saber is someone we don't even stand a chance against. But as long as there are victims, we can't just ignore them, saying we can't beat them.
アーチャーの腕か。
I put my hand on the red cloth. I have a weapon. I don't know how far this will get me, but I do have a weapon. The question is if I can manage it, and if my body can withstand it.
少しだけなら大丈夫だよな。
I untie the knot on the red cloth. The cloth loosens up and blood flows into my arm. At that instant, I think I heard a beast's howl. I'm stabbed. My whole body is pierced. Is this pain? If this is pain, then the pain I've experienced until now isn't pain. It hurts, it hurts, it hurts. The floor's ruggedness, the softness of the futon hurts. It feels like I'm sitting on a mountain of swords. The air is poisonous and I die 3 times as I breathe it in. Birds are chirping in the distance. The wind is strong. There's no moisture. My skin dries and turns into sand, flowing, scouring, crumbling. Tongs are inserted from the hollowed holes. 32 enter where my shoulder used to be. They carefully, accurately, and elaborately pierce my internal jugular vein, trachea, spinal cord, sympathetic nervous system, lobus superior pulmonis, lobus medius, pulmonis dextri, lobus inferior pulmonis, main artery, heart, diaphragm, spleen, stomach, liver, gallbladder, and colon. It's crumbling. Time slows to an impossible crawl. I see 60 trillion cells crumbling apart at the rate of 3-4 knots per second. There is no pain. There is no pain. There is no pain. There is only fear. The end roll invades with amazing speed. The flashback stops with fantastic image. Death before my eyes. Death past me. Death at the moment. The pain is not physical, but only the explosion of negation every time death is thrown at me. I hear a sound. The sound of my head striking the floor. My eyes are hot. I realize I've been crying. Desperately, I stifle the scream building up in my throat. I curl up, push my head against the floor, grab my left arm with my right hand, and just cry. I'm scared. The thing I've been missing since the fire 10 years ago. I'm scared. a natural fear for any living thing. I'm scared. For the first time in my life, I want to run away from the end. It's not because dying will hurt. It's not because I want to live. It's just because it fills me with dread. I tie up the red cloth. I tie the knot tight so it will never come loose again. I groan and cry. The priest said I will die if I use my left arm. That's nonsense. I'll die if I take this cloth off. My body might be able to bear it, but my mind will die. My consciousness crumbled away when I loosened the cloth and my shoulder touched the outside air. I could not bear it. I cannot live without this cloth. No, if this arm is a contradictory existence that people should not associate with, my body, its death foretold, runs to the terminal station. The ship with the crack in the bilge can only sink into the ocean depths. The passengers unaware, too late for anything. My breath is running wild. I had a bad dream. I wiped the sweat off my forehead. I can't stand up. I stay cowered, bearing the strange pain. I can't remember. My left arm hurts. It hurts so much I want to cut it off. I try to recall why it hurts, but I can't remember how to recollect anything in the past. The pain goes away. I gather up my consciousness. It must be because I was asleep. The dispersed memories look as if they could be cooked nicely, just like chopped onions. See, I can add color with soy sauce, add flavor with pepper, and add some potato starch to complete the dish. I murmur to myself. My head is good for nothing, but I can still manage to come up with a conclusion. In short, I don't have to eat something that's not good. My left arm is already gone. Nobody relies on something that is not there. Therefore, Emiyashiro has no weapon. This foreign body is something I must suppress using all my life, and will contaminate me for the rest of my life. Suppressing it with the cloth is meaningless. If I want to rid myself of this poison, there is only one way. Then cut it off. But I still hold on to my left arm. A gun is pointed at my forehead, an image of a trigger. The trigger is my left arm. Once pulled, the gun will fire, blowing my brains from my skull. I shudder. I hold my breath and stare at the white wall. Clutching my arm, I lie down. Then cut it off. I close my eyes. My whimpering finished, I decide to get some sleep for tomorrow. A small sound. I awaken to the sound of footsteps. I wake up my dozing mind. It's almost 2 o'clock. It hasn't even been 30 minutes since I fell asleep. I get up, still unconsciously holding on to my left arm.
Sakura.
Outside the room, I call out to the hallway where the footsteps came from. It's not that I know who's there. I just thought Sakura might be there. The door opens. Sakura steps through into my room. Biting her lip in embarrassment, she looks down as if unsure of what to say. Sakura apologizes. But I'm the one who should apologize. The reason why Sakura is here. I know well enough the pain she has to go through.
帰ったらすぐに桜のところに行くべきだった。苦しい思いをさせてごめんな。
I stand up. I was so caught up with my left arm that I forgot about Sakura. I can't be forgiven, even if I apologize.
先輩。
分かってる。桜の準備ができているんならすぐに始めよう。
Sakura blushes and nods. There's nothing for her to be embarrassed about, but maybe Sakura feels the act of sucking blood is somehow indecent. Well, if you guys watch the Patreon version, she's sucking a little bit more than blood, if you get my drift. She looks down, seeming troubled. Oh, right. We can't start like this. She bit my finger before, but this time I could share my blood in a more practical way.
ちょっと待ってくれ。机に確か。
I stand up and turn towards my desk. But I unconsciously tried to move my left arm.
先輩、大丈夫ですか？
いや、なんでもない。ちょっと立ちくらみがしただけだ。
Damn, that's pitiful. I used my left arm and was reminded of the pain. Still, it shouldn't hurt so long as I have the cloth on, so what am I frightened about?
よし、あった。
I rummage through the desk with my right hand and pull out a box cutter. I push out the blade with a clicking noise, checking whether it's gotten chipped or dull. I can't make Sakura bite me, so I need to make myself bleed instead. It'd be easier if I had a syringe or something, but unfortunately I don't keep that kind of thing on hand. So in this case, all that's left is to quickly cut my arm and let the blood flow. My right hand is holding the box cutter. My left hand and the arm attached to it are wrapped up. This is stupid of me. If I'm holding the cutter in this hand, then of course I could only cut the other arm. Even loosening the cloth hurts, so cutting it is out of the question. But my left hand can't move well enough to hold it. I think about what to do, and I hear the echo of a howl. Ooh. There's still time, it says. I don't need this arm, it says. Cut it off. Think about it. Just loosening the cloth causes you that much pain. So there's still time. There's a blade in your hand. You'll waste your life on sealing that invasive thing away. You'll live in perpetual fear of that explosive that could go off at any time. Even just its timer would be enough, so gouge it out with this box cutter. I freeze, holding the box cutter. I had decided not to hold on to this regret anymore, but holding a blade brings it back all of a sudden. My heart hammers, cold and mechanical, and my eyes go out of focus.
先輩
Her voice breaks the spell. I lower the box cutter and breathe deeply.
悪い。少し考え事をしてた。どうでもいいことだが気にしないでくれ。
そうなんですか。でも先輩顔色が。
ちょっと胸焼けがしてるだけだ。今の桜に比べたら大したことじゃないさ。待ってろ。この程度の傷ならすぐに。
I moved the box cutter lightly. The pain was really nothing to worry about, only a small sting.
よし、これなら。
The blood flows more quickly than I thought. Now, to give it to Sakura. I drop the box cutter. Sakura stares at the cut on my arm and the trail of red liquid running along it. She goes limp as though her fright until now had been just an act. There's an intoxicated look in her eyes. Her moist, parted lips and pale throat move greedily. She twists her body as she crawls across the futon toward me on all fours. It's as if some sleek beast has taken Sakura's form.
Sakura.
I don't know what to say at this sudden change. All I can do now is hold out my arm, dripping with blood to the wrist, now to Sakura. The blood drips from my fingers. It dribbles between her soft, wet lips. The blood continues dripping onto Sakura's outstretched tongue. Sakura raptly licks my fingers. I don't feel the pain from the cut, only the softness of Sakura's tongue at my arm. It's happening again. The irresistible sensation is coming back. The sight of Sakura licking my arm is beautiful and captivating. As though she hadn't been frightened just moments before, Sakura's charm stimulates my mind. It's as though she's lapping up honey. Sakura's lips gradually approach the cut. They cover the still bleeding wound. That indescribably pleasant feeling is back. All the strength goes out of my shoulders. It's a bewitching sweetness different from when she was licking my finger. I grit my teeth and hold back my voice. My blood is being taken, but the pleasant feeling pours in its place. The pain from the cut becomes dim, and I can barely feel my right arm anymore. Sakura's pressed to my arm, drinking deeply. I know this is to replenish Sakura's magical energy, but to think it would be this sweet. Sakura's murmuring voice stimulates my nerves. The pleasure of her drinking my blood reaches all the way to the shoulder. My left arm is filled with pain and fear, while my right is filled with pleasure and loss.
Sakura.
I embrace Sakura. Holding her in the arm from which she's drinking, I bring her close to my chest. Still, she keeps drinking as though it's something delicious. The pleasure of the honey being sucked intoxicates me more than Sakura's soft body or the feeling of her lips at my arm. A hard-to-describe urge arises in my mind. I want to hold Sakura so tightly that she breaks. She continues to suck. It feels like she's sucking up my energy, not only my blood. A thought enters my hazy mind. It reminds me of something. It doesn't matter. I don't care. How long did we stay like this? Sakura reluctantly separates her lips from my arm. My head is heavy. It feels like Sakura is still drinking from me. My mind feels like it's floating through the air. Still, I try to see if Sakura is okay. Sakura looks down remorseful. What's the thing that they say before they eat? Something like that. Ikatamimasu. I can't remember, but like, be funny if she said that before she just started eating or suckling, especially because she's like, thank you for the delicious meal. With that, maybe my magical and physical energy have been used up. The last of my tension disappears. The power in my mind turns off. I can't think of anything. I can't remember the gentleness of Sakura's arms or the pleasant feeling of her sucking my blood. It's like I just dreamed of giving Sakura my blood. I fall into a deep sleep. My tired body forgets about Sakura dressing my wound and returning to her room. The uneasiness in my mind. What happened tonight? I go back to the light sleep I was having an hour ago. It is in a red sea. The familiar scenery is submerged in seawater, turning the town into an aquarium. Instead of air, something thick flows into the throat. The more it gasps for breath, the more of the heavy, watery substance it sucks in. So this has to be underwater. It gasps out that it is painful. It originally lived on land. It cannot possibly live underwater. It tries to reach the surface, and it eventually reaches the highest place in the town. Suffocation does not abate. It looks down at the town, lungs burning from a lack of oxygen, and curses the peacefully sleeping townspeople. It hurts, it hurts, it hurts. There's no air here. There's no pain here. It hurts, it hurts, it hurts. It drags corpses behind it. Its body is bright red with blood. It hurts, it hurts. Need more, it hurts. Alright, so this is the shadow. So does that mean that the thing that attacked the people in the park, was that Zoken? Was that the shadow? Rin said she didn't think it was. In its black hands are many corpses. The distorted hands grasp many dead bodies. Need more, need more, need more, need more. Have we ever seen the Shadow and Sakura in the same place? Is it like, it's kind of like Superman? You ever see Clark Kent and Superman in the same place? It smashes them, dyeing itself red. I keep thinking it's Sakura. I don't know why. It's just like this whole thing about the dark side of Sakura, right? That I'm like, maybe. That'd be wild. Need more air. The air hurts. The water pressure is uncaring. I mean, if this is happening while that thing with Shiro and Sakura is happening at his place, then it can't be her. The water pressure is unbearable. It smears the red blood all over its body. It probably thinks the blood is the only watertight protection it has to live in this water. It reaches out its twisted hands. Illuminated by the moon, the dark hand becomes a giant shadow and descends to crush the town. Oh, she wakes up. She's breathing hard from her restless... So she dreamt about the shadow. She's breathing hard from her restless sleep. Astonished by the dream's realism, she hugs her feverish body. Okay, so there is a relation between the two of them. At that instant, her hands are wet with blood. What? 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 She shuts her eyes and pulls her hands away. But when she looks again, they are clean. Okay, although she knows it was a hallucination, she can't stop trembling. She trembles. She trembles like a broken machine. So has she ever seen the shadow figure in person? Probably not, and yet she knows of it. She trembles so violently that bolts might spill from her ears. All the parts in her body will spill out like that, and the image is so frightening she cannot stop trembling.
そうだ。顔を洗わないと。
She heads to the bathroom. She makes it only a few steps. Her quaking limbs will not follow her orders. She braces herself against a desk. So whenever she had those, whenever she was all sick and stuff, was that something to do with the hallucinations that she's been having, or is it because she needs the magical energy, or both? Her vision wavers. She can't make it to the door. She can't even see it clearly. She can't remember what kind of a dream she was having, or why she got out of bed. She's broken. She can't remember anything. She can't think of anything. There is nothing but lust and hunger. She wants hot skin, breath, sensation, penis, semen, and kind words. Her empty but mushed up insides plead for more sex. She's broken. She can't remember anything. She can't think of anything. There's nothing but greed and hunger. She wants hot skin and kind words. She lies on the desk and shakes her head. Fear and infinite self-hatred. Something is wrong. Why hasn't she had enough? A few hours ago she was given what she needed, but it hasn't filled her up at all. She was so glad, and she thought there could be no greater happiness, but she's not the least bit satisfied. She's probably empty, and that's why he alone cannot fill her up. But she doesn't want anyone else. She wants to be his for much longer. She wanted it at the cost of time, emotion, and other people. So why didn't she do so? And she naturally realizes that she can eliminate all the things she just thought about. She feels dizzy. It's not so far-fetched. What's scary is that she really thought it would be fun. She leans on the desk. She keeps her collapsing body steady. The frightening dream becomes clearer every day. The frightening dream becomes less frightening every day. She's breaking down. Until now it was only her body. But now she's beginning to go mad. Moans escape her mouth. Her vague memory is no problem. It doesn't matter if she cannot remember what happened a few hours ago. She's not scared of being in bed forever. She's terrified of becoming something else. She doesn't want to become a bad person. If she slowly breaks down like this, she'll go crazy in the end. She'll probably become something that will cause him the most trouble. That's what terrifies her. It's scary to go crazy. It's more scary than anything else. If she does, he will not touch her, nor will he love her. She won't be able to be with him. She won't even know if she is with him. Not only that, if she loses her mind, he will be with another woman. She doesn't want that. She really doesn't want that. She always thought he should be with someone else, someone better suited to him. But she can no longer accept that. Because he is already hers. That's why it's frightening. She's scared of what she might do. What was the thing that she said before to Shiro, would you kill me if I was a bad person, right? She's afraid of being a bad person. She's fighting her dark instincts. She knows, yet there's no salvation. She cannot tell him of this dysfunction. If she tells him, it will be back to the cold for her. She cannot return to the cold now that she has known warmth. She wants to keep smiling at him, but she knows what will be lost if this continues. Her wish is just a desire. She wishes for one person's happiness, yet her happiness requires the ruin of that same person. If she cannot do so, she should just break down and disappear. If she's going to go crazy, she should disappear now and become a monster in a place with no people. That should be the best choice. but she still clings to it. She wishes for more because it's warm and happy here. So why? Why is such a normal desire forbidden to her?
違う違う違う違う違う
She shakes off her weakness. She's not envious. She's not holding any grudges. She justifies her decision, saying she merely wants to stay here.
こんなの私じゃ
She shakes her head in denial. She shuts her dark mind with an empty head. There are no happy endings. She turns her eyes away from the obvious conclusion. Her hazy mind is already experiencing another nightmare. Forcing down her wish to be saved, she keeps crying. It's morning. My mind slowly... Ooh, that was creepy for just a split second. It's morning. As my mind slowly awakens, I sit up. Oh, I was like his brain just glitched. It's past 8 o'clock. I'm late for school. Well, that's not really true since I'm not going to school, but it makes no difference to the fact I slept in.
うわ、朝飯作らないと。
I get up and get changed. I can't avoid looking at the cloth wrapped around my left arm.
Yo.
I swing my arm as a warm-up exercise. It's fine. It rises up to my shoulders as I intended. It's getting better day by day. There's still no sensation, but at this rate...
何してるのシロ？もう朝ごはん終わっちゃったよ。
あれ
Ilya's in front of me. I should be in the living room, but I'm in the shed for some reason.
シロ？人の話聞いてる？私、こんなところで何をしてるのかって聞いてるんだけど。
ああ、聞いてる。おはよう、イリア。今朝は妙なところで会うな。
I wonder if, like, the memories of Archer are, like, overriding my own memories. That was an odd reply on my part. It seems I'm not awake yet.
シロ、体の調子、良くないの？
いや、そういうんじゃない。ただ寝ぼけてるだけなんで、ちょっと待ってくれ。
I shake my head. My body's dead tired, but my sleepiness goes away.
これでよし。さっきの話だけど、ここに用があったわけじゃないんだ。ちょっと寝ぼけて間違えただけ。
そっか。うん。それじゃあ今に行こう。シロの朝ごはん、私が用意してあげるから。
Ilya happily runs across the yard. The sky is nice. It's bright blue as if trying to wash away yesterday's gloomy air. I take a deep breath and the cold, refreshing air fills my lungs.
イリア、今朝飯作るって言ったのか？
That's the first thing I say after I'm fully awake. Ilya's breakfast. I'm looking forward to it, but I'm also worried at the same time. I'm pretty sure Ilya's never even held a knife before, let alone cooked.
横にいて監督してやった方がいいんだよな。
I run across the prickling grass to the living room, and I'm astonished once again. I must have been really out of it. What was I thinking coming here on my bare feet? 4 minutes after Ilya, I get up on the porch after wiping my feet.
先輩だ。
Oh, she looked a little pissy there. I run into Sakura. She comes out of the living
お
room.
はよう、さくら。今朝は悪い。寝過ごしちまって気づいたら8時過ぎてた。
Maybe she didn't hear me. She's just looking blankly at my face. Or maybe whatever happened to me last night is also affecting, like, my memory. I'm all hazy, like when I woke up. There was like that weird glitchy part where it's like my brain almost just like stopped working for a second.
さくら？
I reach out, afraid she's sick again. Then...
おはようございます、先輩。
Or maybe she isn't, because she greets me with lots of energy.
なんだ、朝から元気いいな、さくら。その分じゃ、体の方も調子いいんだ。
はい。 ですね。調子はすごくいいです。先輩に元気を分けてもらいましたから。
Sakura sounds awkward. Being energetic is a good thing, but I get uneasy seeing her so restless.
どうしたんだよさくら。なんか変だぞ。だいたい俺が元気を分けたって何の話だ。
ですから、昨日。
In your room. Sakura trails off, blushing furiously. I remember now. No, there's no way I could forget about it. Yesterday. I embraced Sakura. No, maybe I should say she embraced me. Blood rushes to my head in an instant. I almost think that there's no blood left below my neck. She took it all.
昨日のあれは。
That wasn't a dream, right? Sakura's still blushing, but she shakes her head and looks at me critically. Amazing. I thought my face couldn't get any hotter, but I guess I was wrong. Last night was... My mind labeled the event a dream, and filed it away in the corner of my memory. No.
さくら、昨日はごめん。
Ignoring the blazing heat I feel, I apologize.
はい。でも、私は嬉しかったですよ、先輩。
Sakura smiles and gives a lethal reply. She got me. Sakura is so lovely that I want to hug her right here. I would have lost it for real if the sound of the TV hadn't come from the living room, and...
シロ、朝ごはんできたよ。
And if Ilya hadn't called for me at exactly the right time.
そういうわけだから朝飯食べてくる。この話はまた後でな。
I pivot like a robot and head to the living room. My limbs move awkwardly as I force down my desires.
はい、シロ、朝ごはん。
Ilya hands me a plate as soon as I enter the living room. On the plate are blackened toast, a runny sunny side up egg, and cut tomatoes.
Thank you.
She tried. She's definitely not used to cooking on her own. My head is still dizzy, but I sit down at my usual spot and start biting on the toast. I decline to comment on the toast, but the egg is done pretty well. Maybe she copied someone, or perhaps Tosaka taught her. Anyway, I have to give her a perfect score if this is her first time cooking.
うまい。
I crunch on the toast. Ilya doesn't seem happy or proud, but simply watches me in satisfaction. I'm not giving in to her happy mood, but I decide not to ask why the toast feels like coal. It's good. Having your toast black or hard is a matter of personal preference.
問題あるわよ。そんな焦げっちいの食べてると体壊すわよ、あんた。
バカめ。米にしろパンにしろ、この焦げ目が美味しいんだ。
ちょっと、エミヤくん、頭平気？
だからうまいって。あと乱暴でもいいらしいんだ。
本格的に寝ぼけてるのね。そんなのんきなこと言ってる場合じゃないんだけど。
Tosaka looks at the TV. The TV is on, showing the morning news. Is this déjà vu? The news seems to be a story I've already seen, and my mind sharpens up. The captions on the screen: an incident of unexplained comas occurred in Shinto last night. The residents lost consciousness overnight. It's being treated just like the other mysterious comas, but it's different from before. The area of the incident is 50 meters in diameter. It used to only happen in one building at a time, but the damage has spread much further now. And that's not the only problem. At the end of the report, besides the triple-digit number of victims is a new list called Missing People.
遠坂、これ。
そう。行方不明者14名。調べればもっと増えるだろうけど、とりあえずは全体の10分の1ってことで落ち着きそうね。完全に飲まれてしまった人間は。
My mind freezes. I
わかっ
unconsciously...
た？これが造剣の仕業か、あの影の仕業かはわからないけど、どっちにしたって、今までとは段違いの犠牲者が出たことに変わりはない。この分でいけば、数日後には一区画丸ごと飲み込まれかねないわ。
Squeeze my left arm.
遠坂、行方不明になった人たちは。
I asked to confirm. Tosaka looks away, which is answer enough.
話はここまでよ。シロの気持ちはわかるけど、罪悪感は後にして。いい？あいつらは私たちに手がないと思ってやりたい放題やり始めた。私たちを甘く見てるからこんな馬鹿げたことをしてるのよ。なら、舐められてる私たちが何をするべきか確認するまでもないでしょ。
Tosaka quietly gets up. There's only one place she could be going. Tosaka does not urge me to join her, but goes ahead to the dojo.
で、単刀直入に聞くけど、腕の調子はどうなの、シロ。
Tosaka cuts right to the chase when I get to the dojo.
そうだな。普通に動かせるぐらいにはなった。けど、そういう話をしているんじゃないよな、登坂は。
ええ、私が聞いてるのはアーチャーの腕として理解できたかってことだけよ。
Ilya's watching us silently. Maybe this stuff, when they said that Ilya and Tosaka, they were like planning something, like the two of them were like working together on something. Maybe it has something to do with me being able to use my arm, because the game is not going to give me Archer's arm and not have me use it at some point. Because I have to have my big heroic moment. I swear Tosaka doesn't know what this arm is. She doesn't know about the fear I felt last night. It'll be over for me if I take this cloth off. She doesn't know my body will be destroyed if I let this arm free, let alone use it. I recall the sensation. Unavoidable death. It felt like being buried alive. Utter obliteration, where the world is covered beneath something mysterious and ends in silence. After just a glimpse of it, my mind repeated to itself in terror that I cannot use this arm. I'll die if I use it. Without some sort of miracle, I'll definitely die.
どうなの？私の魔術刻印を移してから1日経ったんだから少しは手応えがあるはずよ。
Oh, that's right. It was the crest. I was like, she didn't put a magic circuit in it. She put something in it. It was the crest.
さあ、答えて。あなた、アーチャーの腕で何ができるかもう分かっているの？
Hold on. Tosaka's question's not exactly what I'd been expecting. I thought she wanted to know if I could use the arm.
それはアーチャーの腕を制御できるかって話じゃなくて、アーチャーの宝具が何であるかって話か、父さん。
そんなの当たり前でしょ。シロはアーチャーの腕を使ったらまずいんだから使わせるわけないじゃない。何？それとも使う気でいたっていうの？あんたは。
Oh, Tosaka's seriously angry.
いや、そういうわけじゃないんだが、なんとなくそういう流れかなと。
そういう流れってどういう流れよ。まったく。言っとくけど、どんな状況になろうとアーチャーの腕だけは使わせないからね。シローも私の許可なしで使おうなんて思わないで。アーチャーの代わりなんだから勝手に死なれたら困るじゃない。
I take back what I said earlier. She knows. She's a much better magus than I am. She knows more than me about what will happen if I free this arm.
それでどうなの？アーチャーの宝具が何であるか理解できた？
I don't know what kind of an answer Tosaka's expecting, but...
もういい加減言ってあげればシロ。そんなのアーチャーの腕を移植された時から知ってるって。
ちょっと今の本当なのシロ？
まあ本当だと思う。アーチャーの宝具はあいつの投影魔術で武器を複製することだろ。
I have a vague idea, but I can't be sure, so I'm still half in doubt.
緊張して損した。要するにもうつながってるんだ、それと。それはそれで助かるけど、どうして黙ってたのよイリア。シロがアーチャーの投影魔術を知ってたのならいちいち確認取る必要なかったじゃない。
どうしても何も聞かれなかったから言わなかっただけよ。リンはシロに投影をさせたがっているんだから伝えるのはリンの役目でしょ。
何よその口ぶり。あなたあそこまで用意しておいてやめるって言うんじゃないでしょうね。
それはリンとシロが決めることでしょ。確かに宝石剣を複製できればリンの勝ちよ。だからこそ私も手を貸してあげた。
The gem
け
sword.
ど それは私の義務だから手を貸しただけ。決してあ
Don't
な
know
た
if
の
that's
方
ever
針
been
に
brought
賛
up.
同したからじゃないわ。
A gem sword. Like there's been so many weapons. With his, with Archer, it was the two, was the, oh gosh, what were their names? Bakia and something else. Oh, I can't remember. Judging by their conversation, Tosaka wants me to project something.
いいかな。要するに何か複製したいものがあるのか、父さん。
Maybe this is related to what the two of them have been planning about, like they need something in order to have a chance of winning.
そうよ。シローにはあるものを複製してもらうわ。私たちだけじゃセイバーにもあの影にもかなわない。だからサーバントにとって代わるサーバント以上の魔術講師、
Yeah, I don't know if this
霊
weapon's ever
体で
been
ある
brought
サ
up
ーバントを
before.
打倒する概念武装を作り上げなくちゃいけないのよ。
Maybe because we've never needed it before because we haven't lost both of our servants. Or in this case, all three of our servants.
概念武装。それって決められた事柄を実行するっていう固定化された魔術品のことだっけ。
ええ、物理的な衝撃で相手を打倒するのではなく、概念、コンパクトしての重みで相手を打倒するアウトブレイカー。あなたにはその中でも特殊なうちに伝わる探検を投影してもらうわ。目標はセイバーの宝具に対抗できるだけのものを作ること。バーサーカーを倒したセイバーの宝具は見たでしょ。単純な火力で言えばセイバーは他の追随を許さない。あの黒い影だってセイバーの宝具を受ければ跡形もないだろうし、私たちだってあんなものを振るわれたら防ぐこともかわすこともできない。けど逆に言えば急増ですぐ壊れる模造品でもセイバーの宝具を上回る剣さえ作れれば、あとは戦い方次第ってわけ。
It's a sound argument and a natural conclusion. If Saber's Noble Phantasm is their strongest weapon, we just need to prepare something that outperforms it. Make a weapon that's stronger than your enemies. It's the simplest and surest way to win. But
どうかな。それだけの宝具を投影するなんてできないぞ、俺。あ、いや、そもそも投影魔術が成功したことなんて一度も。
ええ、私たちが知っている投影が成功したことなんて一度もないでしょうね。けどあなたの投影はそういうレベルの話じゃない。今まではやり方がわからなくて間違った方法で間違った投影を行っていただけ。けどアーチャーの知識があるならあとはそれをなぞるだけでいい。アーチャーという見本を知っている今のあなたなら投影は必ず成功する。
Osaka sounds confident, but even so, I have no confidence in myself.
いい？前にも言ったけど、あなたは強化じゃなくて投影の魔術使いなの。そのあなたがより上位の複製者であるアーチャーの魔術理論を踏めば、本物と同じ能力を持つ複製品とまではいかないだろうけど、オリジナルに似た能力を持つ複製品を形取れる。それ以外のフォローは私たちの役割よ。私とイリアは今あなたに投影してもらう武器の材料をできるだけオリジナルに沿うように用意してるわ。投影時の資料になる設計図は
Okay,
イリ
yeah,
ア
that's
が
what
リ
they
ーデ
were
ィングで
working
解
on.
析中だし、本物に使われていた材料は私の方で用意してる。
So we are basically gonna have to kill Saber. I was really hoping. I was thinking maybe at some point we'd be able to get Saber back. It just feels so wrong to be fighting Saber.
まだ準備に時間がかかるけど、これが揃ったらあとはシロー次第よ。シローが形だけでも大主婦のパスを複製してくれれば、造剣と正面からぶつかっても勝機が見える。
So they're going to prepare the blueprint and the materials, and I'm supposed to put it together? I have no problem if we can defeat Zoken that way. I'll happily go with her plan, but...
仮に俺がその武器を投影できるとするぞ。その場合、材料はいらないだろう。オリジナルがあるなら、それを見せてもらえれば、あとはこっちで真似事をする。材料なんて用意してないで、今すぐ試してみればいい。
I love how confident he is. He's just heard about this plan. He's like, I can do it.
バカ、それができるなら2日前に試させてるわよ。いい？今のシローじゃ投影はできて1回。 それも必ずどこかにほころびができるイメージになる。それじゃあ意味ないでしょ。土蔵に転がっている出来損ないと同じ。形はそっくりでも中身がないっていう偽物を作られたらたまんないわ。
けど俺はその偽物しか作れないぞ。
だからそのフォローを私たちがしてるんじゃない。投影に必要な魔力と知識を補うためにできる限り本物に近い素材を作っておいて、あとはそれにあなたのイメージを重ねて固定化するってわけ。簡単な足し算よ。シローのイメージと私たちが用意した材料を足してより高い数値を求める。
まあアーチャーの腕で投影すれば材料や元になる設計図もいらないんだろうけど、そういうわけにもいかないでしょ。アーチャーの腕に頼らないで戦う武器を用意するって言ったら、もうこの方法しかないのよ。
元からあるものを投影で強化するってことか。そうだな。それなら少しは。
It sounds plausible, and we might be able to do it with
け
practice.
ど成功するかどうかわからないぞ。強化だってマスターになる前までまともに成功しなかったんだ。そんな離れ技ぶっつけ本番でできるとは思えない。
ああ、それは大丈夫。シロにはこれから投影の練習とアーチャーの知識の引き出しを猛特訓してもらうから。
そうか。俺もその方がいいんだけど、なんか嬉しそうだな、遠坂。
まさか。ここんところずっとエリアと積み木遊びしてたから、出来の悪い教え子とコミュニケーションするのもいいかなって思ってるだけよ。
Ugh, I get the chills recalling the weird sensation from yesterday. Tosaka got me naked, came close to me, and stuck her fingers in me. Nothing happened then, but if we're going to do that again today, I might get a big scolding from Sakura resting in her room.
と、冗談は置いておいて、話は分かってくれた？それなら最後の確認をしておきたいんだけど。
最後の確認？
この作戦でいいかってことよ。結局私たちはシローの投影に頼るしかない。アーチャーの腕は使わせないけど、それでもアーチャーから魔術を習う以上、シローの体にはアーチャーっていうサーバントの毒が混ざる。
いや、従うも何も造剣が倒せるなら文句はないぞ。魔術の鍛錬だって遠坂が指導してくれるなら頼もしいし。
はっきり言うわ。アーチャーの魔術を習うってことはアーチャーの腕の束縛を解くってことよ。つまりね、ここで投影の鍛錬をする間はその正外符を外せって言ってるのよ、私は。
My mind freezes. Take the shroud off. Release this arm that terrified me, made me cry, and made me shake in the corner just by loosening the cloth. I don't even need to think about it. Alright, well, we have to do it.
ああ、それでどうにかなるんなら
I muster all my
遠
resolve.
坂の方針に従う。この布外せばいいんだな。
And I managed to nod.
そう。やっぱりそうきたわけ。
なんだよ遠坂、今の答えじゃ不満か？
Oh, did I not pick the right? I think that's supposed to be the right option.
別にあんたに脅しなんて意味なかったって再確認したところ、正外符を外してもいいだなんてあっさり言うとは思わなかっただけで、答え自体には満足よ。
Kosaka looks away, clearly displeased.
変だぞ遠坂、こっちが覚悟を決めてうなずいたっていうのに俺が悪いみたいじゃないか。
変なのは私の方よ。その答えを欲しがったのに、いざ言われたら頭にくるなんてどうかしてる。けどシロ、さっきも言ったけど、私はあなたにアーチャーの腕なんて使わせない。それは決して正外符を外させないってことよ。あなたの覚悟を試した私が言えることじゃないけど、二度と正外符を外すなんて言わないで。
She's always playing games with me. She's I love when she's like, you answered the way I expected and I wanted, but I'm still upset with you. Just, it always feels like she's testing me.
それを外すってことは、 もう戻れなくなるってことだから。
It sounds more like a plea than a warning. I grasp my left arm that's covered by the red cloth. I don't want to take this off either, but
アーチャーの魔術を習うってのはどうするんだ？布を解かないとあいつの魔術構成は引き出せないんじゃないのか？
もちろん。だからここは無理を承知で少しだけ正外符の拘束を緩めてもらうわ。
oh,
それなら
except that
封
is
印を
what
解
I
いたこ
did,
とになら
and
ないし、
it was
ア
not a
ーチャー
small
の腕からの
reaction.
反動も少なくできるでしょ。
そうだな。じゃあさっき登坂が言った布を外せっていうのは？
ええ、少しだけ布を緩めろってことよ。けどそれだって大事だから、まず四郎の覚悟を試してみたってわけ。ともあれ、これはいつかやらなくちゃいけないことでもある。四郎だっていつまでも布を巻いたままなんて嫌でしょ。せめて自分で巻き直せるぐらいできないとこの先やっていけないんだから。
ああ、そうだな。
でしょ。だから今のうちにせめて布が緩まった程度の反動には耐えられるようになっておかないと。昨日の刻印はうまく馴染んでいるようだし、耐魔力だって上がっているし、意識の保護はイリアがやってくれるから、今なら5分ぐらいは OK なんじゃないかしら。
イリアが保護するって、イリアと2人でアーチャーの腕を押さえつけろってことか？
ちょっと違うよ。私が守るのはあくまで四郎の精神だけで、アーチャーからの逆流を我慢するのは四郎の役目。四郎はアーチャーの経験を引き出さなくちゃいけないんだから、防ぐんじゃなくて耐えなくちゃいけないでしょ。
Oh, if Ilya cuts off the flow of magical energy from Archer, I won't be able to learn his techniques. Even if it's poison forming, I have to taste it to understand its content.
わかった。じゃあ俺は布を緩めて、できるだけ左腕からの逆流に耐えればいいんだな。
ええ、その時は目を閉じて内側に意識を向けること。魔術回路を開く時と同じだから簡単でしょ。とにかくシローはアーチャーの投影技法を体験するだけでいい。身に染みさせるだけでいいんだから、間違っても理解しようだなんて思わないでね。ごめん、ちょっと席を外すわ。あとはよろしくね、イリア。すぐに戻るから、その間にシローを鍛えてあげてちょうだい。
Tosaka suddenly gets up and leaves without hurry.
どうしたんだあいつ？
さあ、何か忘れ物でもしたのよ。そんなことより四郎にはやることがあるでしょ。拘束を緩めるなんてバカな真似は反対だけど、四郎が約束したのなら手伝ってあげる。さあ、リンが戻ってくるまでに済ませましょう。
Ilya comes behind me and lays her cold hand on my back.
イリア？
いいから目をつぶって、四郎が一番得意な瞑想して、魔術回路が開いたらこっちで四郎の意識をプロテクトして正外符の拘束を緩めるわ。タイミングはこっちで測るから、四郎は流れてくる魔力に耐えてるだけでいい。けどくれぐれも死ぬ気で耐えて。左腕からの反動で四郎は間違いなく飲み込まれるから。
I nod back and close my eyes. I quietly gather my senses and create another nerve inside me. The step has gotten much easier over the past few days. Once I complete the line of light running through my back.
余計な忠告をするね、シロ。リンが知ってるのは英霊の腕を移植された人間の痛みだけよ。だからリンはこれがどういうことになるか分かってない。シロがどうなっちゃうかも分かってないの。
Oh, that's comforting, thank you.
けどそれも仕方ないわ。だってシロとアーチャーの関係を知っているのはこの世に
Oh,
私
she
だけなんだから。
knows. Did she mention knowing about that in the last playthrough? Ilya saying something strange in a voice too vague to hear clearly.
さて、
She leaves the two of them and comes out into the yard.
どういうつもり、さくら。体が悪いんだから、おとなしく部屋で休んでいるんじゃなかった
Oh,
の？
I wonder if she left because she sensed that Sakura was doing something she shouldn't be doing. Tosaka Rin coldly regards the girl before her. Mato Sakura looks down uneasily. There are no words between them. Rin mercilessly condemns the outsider, Sakura. Hood is at a loss for words, feeling beholden and inferior.
さくら、エミヤくんが心配になって見に来たのなら戻りなさい。
Oh, she's keeping
そ
an
れ
eye
だ
on
けの
them.
理由なら私も見なかったことにしてあげるから。
Sakura trembles a bit. Her older sister is bitter. She corners Sakura even when she knows of her uneasiness.
違います姉さん。私はただ。
Pushing her resolve, Sakura looks at her ideal, her older sister. But
説明は不要よ。私は部屋に戻れって言っているの。ここで何を言われようが、あなたを道場に入れることだけはしないから。
Rin cuts off the girl.
そんな中に入れないってどうしてですか？どうしても何もないわ。マスターとして行動するとき、私たちにとってあなたは敵でしかないだけ。いい？さくら。戦闘に参加せずライダーでこの家を守ろうが、あなたが造剣の手駒であることに変わりはないの。そんな相手の前で鍛錬なんてできるわけないでしょ。
Faced with a cold word, Sakura can only stand there. Tosaka Rin is serious. Unlike Shiro, her sister is worrying about when she might fall under Zoken's sway and become their enemy. No, Rin probably assumes they will end up as enemies. She bites her lip. As Rin says, Sakura could fall into Zoken's hands at any time. Her body is getting worse every day, and her memory is becoming more vague. Her only respite came when she slept, but now she's begun having nightmares. It'll be no surprise if she goes crazy at any time.
そういうこと。何よりそんな魔力不足の体でうろつかれちゃ迷惑よ。今のあなたはいつ倒れるかわからない。まあ今は落ち着いているようだから倒れたりしないだろうけど、無理をすればするほどエミヤくんが心配するわ。そうなれば彼、今以上に追い詰められるわよ。それはあなたも望むところじゃないでしょ、さくら。
Rin is absolutely right. Sakura drops her gaze further, biting her lip helplessly.
分かってくれた？なら早く戻りなさい。お昼になったら呼びに行くから、それまでちゃんと休んでること。
She nods. Rin turns her back to her younger sister, as if to tell her that she's just a nuisance.
待ってください姉さん。何？まだ何かあるの？さくら。はい。姉さんの話は分かりました。私も部屋には戻ります。けど、ちゃんと聞かせてください。姉さんは先輩に何をさせる気なんですか？姉さん、先輩はもう戦えないって分かってるんでしょ？なのに今日も先輩を呼び出して、これ以上何をさせようって言うんです。
She stops before leaving. Mato Sakura's appeal is born of desperation, a fury of emotion that the quiet girl has never shown. Though surprised, Rin answers her with the same coldness as before.
何って魔術講座よ。このままじゃ造剣にもセーバーにもあの黒い影にも勝てないでしょ。だからシローにはアーチャーの腕から魔術を引き出してもらう。アーチャーの腕は経験値の塊だからね。正外符の拘束を緩めれば、シローが眠っていても一方的に経験値が流れ込んでいって強引にレベルアップさせられるでしょ。
As a magus of the Mato, Sakura knows that this is a reckless plan. What her sister intends to do is just torture. It's like pouring 100 units of fuel into a container called Emiyashiro that can only hold 10. Even if 10,000 units are poured, the excess will overflow and the container will only hold 10. But that will only be painful. Emiyashiro will gain from less than a tenth of the agony he goes through. And most of all, a person with a normal mind will never be able to endure it. If you set a mud puppet against a tidal wave, the puppet will be washed away. That's what loosening the shroud means.
無茶です。そんなことを続けたら先輩の体が持たない。それだけじゃない。先輩は姉さんを信じています。信じてるからそんな無茶なことだって受け入れる。けどそんなことをしていたら結局最後には姉さんの一言で あの布だって外してしまうに決まってます。
さくら。
Sakura does not look down. She stares straight at her sister.
そうね。けどさくら、私が言わなくてもあいつは自分から正外符を外してたわ。ほんとどうかしてるわ。私がどんな風に忠告してもね、きっと最後には何でもないことみたいに外しちゃうのよ、あいつ。姉さん。そう、それがわかるから、そんなことをしなくてもいい方法を提示するしかなかった。外さなくてもなんとかなるって知っていれば、あいつだってギリギリまで我慢するでしょ。だから私の役目はそのギリギリのうちに戦う道具を作らせること。それが終わればシロを休ませる。閉じ込めてでもおとなしくさせて、聖杯戦争が終わるまで戦わせないわ。
She's telling the truth. Tosaka Rin is showing as much consideration as she can. But that is her mind as Tosaka Rin. As the successor of an old family lineage, Sakura knows the other side of Rin.
姉さん。姉さんが先輩を案じてくれているのはわかります。けれど、姉さんはそれだけです。もし今の方法でおじい様を倒せないとわかれば、姉さんはきっと使う。あなたは遠坂の魔術師ですから。勝つため、魔術師としての規律を守るためなら、姉さんは先輩を道具として使う人間です。
They are not questions but statements of fact. The Tosaka heir closes her eyes and...
ええ、今の方法が失敗して、ゾウケンとあの影が昨夜のような強行を繰り返すなら、シロにはアーチャーの腕を使ってもらう。彼一人の命で済むのなら当然でしょう。
She makes a declaration with her head held high.
そんなの勝手です。先輩は初めから聖杯なんて欲しがっていなかった。マスターになったのだって偶然じゃないですか。はあ、何か勘違いしてるみたいね、さくら。いい？私はシローに無理強いなんてしていないし、そもそも本当ならシローに発言権はないの。シローは私のアーチャーから腕をもらって一命を取り留めた。ならその時点であいつの命は私のものでしょ。シローにあの腕がある限り、あいつは私のアーチャーなの。
No, don't tell Sakura these things because Sakura, when she goes into her dark mind, she's gonna be like, so if I take off Archer's arm, then Tosaka won't, like, have ownership of him. But Sakura must know if you take the arm off, like, Shiro will die.
わかる？この戦いが終わるまで、シローは私の使い魔ってこと。さくらに口出しされる言われはないわ。私はあいつが戦いを望む以上、全力で力を貸すし、貸してもらうだけなんだから。
She cannot say anything. The girl cannot say anything back to her sister, who is full of intimidating confidence.
話はそれだけ？じゃあ部屋に戻りなさい。ここにいられたら迷惑だって言ったでしょ。
Tosaka Rin turns around and heads to the dojo. The girl watches it as if watches it as if it's a distant scene. The familiar yard is vast. There is nothing around and it feels like nothing is within reach. In that artificial solitude.
そう。先輩まで取っていってしまうの。
Ooh!
姉さん。
Ooh. Oh, I love this. Oh, I love this. Oh, now she sees Tosaka as the enemy. It's like, oh, especially the thing about like saying that was the thing that Sakura was all like insecure about, was that someone was gonna take him away from her, and Tosaka literally said like, he belongs to me. Oh, Tosaka, you don't even realize what you just said. I mean, you do, but oh, the girl murmurs something without emotion. Oh, all right, well, it seems like now we know what the plan that Rin and Ilya have been planning, and it's to use basically me as a weapon to learn Archer's noble phantasms and to create this weapon. What was it called? The gem sword or something like that? The Tosaka weapon that might be able to rival Saber's noble phantasm. But yeah, that thing at the end with Sakura being like, oh, basically like, you're like, she's my enemy, so you're gonna take Shiro from me, huh? Oh, I love that. I love when it ends, like the last episode ending with that whole thing with Shinji, who's still been just kind of hiding in the background. I'm still waiting for him to make his appearance at some point. But yeah, that thing with Sakura, where she just got really cold, and now she sees Tosaka as someone who's like encroaching on her territory, on her man. I love it. I love that like drama that's happening between everybody. And, you know, with the fact that Sakura's the only one who actually has a servant, she's dangerous. And also the fact that she could turn into Zoken's puppet at any time. Like, she is basically like a keg waiting to go off, and I'm like super hyped to see Sakura maybe just kind of lose control again and just be strong. I don't know if I like the idea of like Shiro being the one to kill Zoken. I feel like Sakura having all that stuff happen to her by her grandfather, I feel like she should be the one to get that kill. I hope. That's what I'm hoping for. I hope Sakura's the one that gets to kill Zoken as revenge for all that she was put through. But we'll have to wait and see. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Stay tuned next week for part 17. Until then, bye. Special shoutouts to my top tier patrons: Revealing Storm, Chris Wagstaff, Lynn's VA, Kenju Storm, and iCognito.